This is from an account called N2. And they said the Marathon Alpha released recently and its environments are covered with assets lifted from poster designs I made in 2017. Which pretty wild accusation. They tag Bungie. They tag the art director of Marathon from at Bungie, Joseph Across. And they followed up saying, Bungie is, of course, not obligated to hire me when making a game that draws overwhelmingly from the same design language I have refined for the last decade. But clearly, my work was good enough to pillage for ideas and plaster all over their game without pay or attribution. I'd say that this guy has one hell of a case. I mean, I haven't looked into details, but if the X's and lines and plus signs are all in the same exact spots, then yep. I don't have the resources nor the energy to spare to pursue this legally, but I have lost count of the number of times a major company has deemed it easier to pay a designer to intimidate. It's not Sweet Baby Ink here. To imitate or steal my work than to write me an email. In 10 years, I have never made a consistent income from this work, and I'm tired of designers from huge companies mood boring and parasiting my designs while I struggle to make a living. I see that Joseph Cross also follows you. Is there any insight you can give about the connection there? He followed me for a few years, and a few others from Bungie never had any communication. That's curious. That's pretty curious. You definitely made a good case here. This one's really obvious. There's no shot they came up with the exact icons you used by chance. Crazy. This is happening. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pulling. That looks very, very similar. It's almost like they inverted stuff and flipped it around. But yikes. And then we have this one. Says, yeah, I just don't know if I feel comfortable buying Marathon anymore, man. So much of its aesthetic is blatantly stolen from a struggling artist, and I kind of feel ashamed for even expressing love for it in the first place. This is extremely effed on all levels, lol. And this is the artwork from this N2 guy, and then Bungie Marathon game on the right side of it. Yikes! Sergeant Sapien says they'll blame it on AI. Probably. Completely overwhelmed by this response. Thank you so much for the support, and especially to those who have donated. It helps enormously. And we got formerly Madam Savvy, now Sir Savvy. More information. Bungie has a lot of employees, but outsourced to a design agency. So which one committed the art theft? Bungie or who they hired? Also, all that staff, and you can't even make basic shapes? This is Joseph Cross, the art designer at Marathon. So lucky to have worked with Kerpa Hosk from close to the beginning of Marathon visual development, identities, custom typography, ARG campaigns, and so much more. Oof. Oof. Someone's not being honest about the custom typography. Kerpa Hosk is a brand and a design agency, and we inspire progress. And I believe that is, what was that? Stockholm, Sweden. So Swedish language. Yikes. It's from Legacy Killer. Never seen a company so consistently get caught ripping people's artwork. Bungie is on a historic run of theft. I'm not exaggerating. It's from Reed Southern. I don't think I've ever talked about it publicly, but this isn't the first time this happened. I had my work ripped off in 2012 when concepts from Destiny leaked. Oh my God. That's like straight ripped off, especially on the far left. Wow. This is Tofu Bunny said, "Hey, Bungie. So the Nerf Ace of Spades directly lifts the commission I did in 2015. This is not similar or a coincidence. You can see my same brushstrokes and scratches / smudges. I remember this one. Holy crap. Hold on. Let me open this in a new tab. I want to zoom in on this. Oh my God. This one, I'd forgotten all about this. That is crazy. Straight up ripped from a commission. Oof. Bungie, you're too late, says David Kelly. But wait, there's more. Julian Phil Lona says, I just realized Bungie took inspiration from my piece for this week's cutscene. Certainly took me by surprise when I watched the cutscene. Destiny 2. Oh my God. I don't know if that's taking inspiration, bro. That looks like a straight up ripoff that someone sketched over your art. They pulled Alana Pierce. My goodness, that is not great. Then there was fan art they just copy and pasted in an official Destiny 2 trailer a few years ago. Just amazing that this keeps happening. This is insanity. Destiny 2 used fan art for new Witch Queen trailer. Wait. They haven't even hid the name that good. Wondering if the graphic designer is a graphic designer at all. You can add this to the collection. This is from Marathon Bulletin. New. Bungie is facing new plagiarism accusations after an artist claims Marathon Closed Alpha is plastered with art copied from their 2017 poster designs. This is bad. This is really bad. And we're going to go over to what Hypnotic was letting us know about. And I have not confirmed if this is an official source or not. I believe it is based off the followers, but again, no blue check mark and not retweeted from the official Bungie account or Marathon account. This is the Marathon dev team on X with 10,000 followers. And they said, we immediately investigated a concern regarding unauthorized use of artist decals in Marathon and confirmed that a former Bungie artist included these in a texture sheet that was ultimately used in game. Wait, are they trying to blame it on a former? Like they're not there anymore, so it's not our problem? What? This issue was unknown by our existing art team. Of course. Oh, it's no one here. It's this dude. His name was Hank. He's a janitor. He just shuffled the papers in. He's not here anymore. And we're still reviewing how this oversight occurred. We take matters like this very seriously. We have reached out to the person they stole from to discuss this issue and are committed to do right by the artist. Yeah, because you know that you're going to owe a shit ton of money if you don't handle this properly. This could be a massive lawsuit if this guy wanted it to be. Like they literally use this stuff everywhere in the game. Like it's what the game is like. When you think of what Marathon is, you think of that texture. Like that's what they've built the game on, which is insane. And now they're even admitting that it happened. So again, they're fucked. As a matter of policy, we do not use the works of artists without their permission. Oh God, here we go. To prevent similar issues in the future, we are conducting a thorough review of our in-game assets, specifically those done by former Bungie artists. Look at them trying to keep pawning it off on, oh, they don't work here anymore. And implementing stricter checks to document all artist contributions. We value the creativity and dedications of all artists who contribute to our games, and we are now committed to do right by them. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. So they're trying to say that the main image that's used all over Marathon and all the advertising and everything was created by a guy you fired or isn't there anymore, or you let go or left on his own accord. But that's what you used for the entire game. And no one thought to question any of that. It's just like, no, that's Hank in accounting. This is crazy. That's crazy. Savvy says, how is it that you have 800 plus employees, maybe a few hundred artists, and you have to outsource to another company for design because no one could apparently figure out how to draw rectangles, arrows, and ambiguous text symbols that are popular in the subgenre? How is it this also isn't the first time that this happened? Maybe you people should stop hiring thought leaders and activists who can't do anything other than bitch and hire competent people who can figure out how the polygon lasso tool and fill bucket. Holy crap. What a banger. What a banger. Holy shit. Emerald Apple says, maybe focus on merit instead of activism and DEI, and this wouldn't have happened. Yeah, you take it very seriously, which is why it's the third time it's happened. The fact that you're getting assets from a stock photo pool rather than actual concept artists speaks volume of the lack of creativity and concern for your craft beyond paychecks. Damn, they're getting cooked. Rightfully so, by the way. Rightfully so. Savvy just cooking people this week, says Santa Claus. This week? This is like Savvy wakes up and she's ready to cook every single day. Madam Savage. Yeah, she needs to change her name. Oh my God. Savvy, stop. They're already dead. Savvy is amazing. Oh my God, she's amazing. That's great. Yeah, so I wonder, because if this artist wanted to, this is so blatant. And if this account is legitimate, this Marathon dev team, they're admitting to ripping it off. And we don't have Bungie proper or Marathon's official account saying a statement officially about this, which blows my mind, because that is not taking accountability for stealing artwork because you're too worried about your image. This is not going to fly under the radar. Everyone's going to be talking about this. You need to acknowledge it, address it, and do right on the official account. Because this is not going to cut it. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my God. We got Louis C for the 10 banger. Says, by the love of God, Destiny has a long ass history and a habit of reskinning weapons and armor sets in game, which I agree with and I completely forgot about, because there's just been so much garbage that's happened since the last time that they did this that I'd forgotten. And then this brings it all up and you see the dirt get kicked up from the situation again. And you're just like, damn, Bungie, can you do anything right and anything original? Can you please? But thank you for the 10 banger, Luis. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Old Man Grim in the house for the 5 banger says, considering how much he's been shilling for Marathon, I wonder if Queef Adams is going to address this issue on his page/podcast. Well, I would respond to that with, if a tree falls in the wood, does anyone hear it?